In the Christian tradition, today is the first Sunday of Advent, and I am super pumped about that. And the theme is peace. It's almost comical that Advent in the Christian tradition begins with the idea of peace. When I look around in my house and I see so much complete chaos and lack of peace, and I have this is just one of many piles. I don't want to overwhelm you with the amount of piles we have in our house to decorate and get ready for Christmas, but I'll just give you a quick snapshot. I have these massive wreaths that have to go way up on our barn and way up on our second or third floor. So super high, long ladders, and then you've got to get the power up there. It's a real pain. Speaking of power, I have about 1 million power strips that I've got to get to different places in the house so that we can plug in all the trees and the lights and displays and all the cool stuff, which actually look awesome, but take a lot of work. Then if you notice, there's some Clorox wipes and a Swiffer and a broom, because as soon as you start moving the furniture around to redecorate for Christmas, bad things happen. And all of a sudden you realize there's a lot of dust bunnies. So next thing you know, you're doing spring cleaning in the middle of the end of November or December. And then in our case, I still haven't taken down our Thanksgiving decorations. So I've still got this Give Thanks banner, which is another thing that I've got to deal with. And then all these ornaments, which are really beautiful, but only a few of them have a tie. A lot of them have no ties. So they've all got to be put on one by one individually, which is painstaking. I don't have great fine motor skills, so that's a frustrating endeavor for me, but they look nice if you did them up. And then there's Christmas trees, and there's stockings to hang, and there's little bells to ring over the, I guess this goes over the door so that they know you're coming into the room. All this. Oh, and my absolute favorite, the massive, massive box of Christmas lights that I guarantee you, as soon as I get them up and spend an hour and a half out in the cold and my hands are numb, 2/3 of them won't even work, and I will lose my mind. All of this, and yet I'm supposed to enter this holiday Advent season with a spirit of peace. It's kind of comical, don't you think? So when we think about that, we have got to prioritize. If we want to have a super pumped holiday, we have got to think about what's important and what's not important. One thing we do in our household, which really helps keep us grounded, is at our dining room table, as you can see on this side, separated from the piles of unpeaceful chaos, we have this peaceful little nativity setup. So we've got a nativity here, and it's cool because it's on a Lazy Susan, and we've got these carved wood figures, and we even have a rhinoceros at the manger. So that is awesome. That makes us unique. We have an Advent calendar, which I'll talk about in a minute, and then we have these 5 candles. Each day, we sit down together, whoever's around in our family, and we celebrate Advent. And so the first thing we do is we take the candle, we take a match, and we light the first candle, which goes for a week. That is the candle of peace. And so every time we light that candle, we think about, what are our priorities? How do we get that peace? We continue to light that all the way to Christmas. Then the second week is hope, and then joy, and then love, and then finally the Christ candle at Christmas. Anytime you light a candle, it really tends to center you and just bring a good ambiance to the room. So we do that. And then we have this book, and it's a very simple book. It has a little devotional each day. It has a short section of scripture that you can either read just one verse, or if you want to read a little more, you can. And then a passage, a thought, a story to go along with the theme of the day. Like this day was escape in John 6. And then 5-8 has either a question or a prayer. So it really does a good job of centering us as a family on what's important. And then the final thing we do, which is more in the fun realm, is each person in the family has an Advent calendar. And so we take turns filling these for one another. You might put a candy in here, or you might put a little cool ornament in there, or maybe a necklace, or just some little treat that you're thinking of that person. Sometimes even just a note of encouragement or a note of affirmation goes a long way. Today, we'll pretend this is the first, it's actually the 30th. So I'm going to open it, and look at that. I've got a chocolate. So that's really cool. That just makes my day a little bit sweeter. As you think about the beginning of this holiday season, and you are inundated with decorating and cleaning and maybe social parties with friends and parties at work, and then trying to buy all the gifts, not only for family members and friends, but also for at least in our case, bus drivers and mailmen and teachers and delivery drivers and all those people that you value in your life that help make your life meaningful and help support you. And that overwhelms you. And if you're going to travel to see family, that's a whole nother level of stress. So that's okay. All that is okay. But I also want you to think about, where do you find your peace? How do you center yourself? And where do you balance these things? What is your ultimate priority? Is it all this? Is the world going to stop if I don't get this massive oversized wreath hung off a barn? Or might I be better off going to a ball game with my son or making sugar cookies with my daughters? Where is your priority? So think about your priorities, think about your own inner peace, and however you get that, whether it's around an Advent wreath like we do, or maybe it's in meditation or a time of prayer or yoga, or just a walk every day to clear your head and think about things beyond your life, beyond your situation. Whatever that is, I wish you peace this holiday season. Thanks for joining me today on the Super Pumped Life podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, I have 2 really quick next steps for you. First, subscribe or follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube so you don't miss future shows. And second, jump on over to superpump.com, where there are all kinds of great tips and tools for you to launch your super pumped life. Keep well, and I'll see you next time.